feminism is something we weren't aware of until we were told that the show was feminist.
Another news article?
Literally, girl. I'm not kidding you. I'll never forget Megan Angelo for Wall Street Journal. I'll never forget.
You gotta keep your Google alerts on for yourself. Stay informed.
Megan Angelo from Wall Street Journal during the web series called it sneak attack feminism. And we were like, feminism. I guess so.
Welcome back to Girls Rewatch, a podcast about girls,
TV, and girls on TV.
I'm Amelia Retaller.
And I'm Evan Lazarus.
And today is the day of all days.
We are swagging it out with these little brim hats.
Shout out Abby for giving these
If
to
you can
us.
read these right now, it's in Broad City. So this was discontinued merch. Abby, when she came over, she was a little late. Why? She's going to her storage unit to grab these two hats. You know who has these two hats? Me, you, Abby, Ilana. That is so me. You don't know how swaggalicious I feel when I leave my front door wearing this hat.
You don't know what kind of like dysphoria I had immediately as I put this on. It's like I'm putting on my frilly pants. I'm like, this is so real. This is so me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And then I throw this on and I'm like, yeah. I start being like, I gotta swag dance.
It's when Taylor Swift raps in that one song.
It's Taylor Swift rapping is what it feels like. Oh my God. I texted my mom this morning. Have you listened to the new Taylor album? She went and saw the lyric thing in theaters and she's like, that girl, she's teaching everyone about Hamlet. I was like, yes, Mom.
For that music video, get $30 million opening weekend.
Whoa.
Opening
Or
week.
the theater release?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Which is outsold any other
Think
movie.
about the movie. Think about the budgets behind
we're not here to
movies.
talk about
Okay,
that.
we're not talking about that girl today, but we could.
A hyped up lyric video using AI.
Literally.
Where there's truly like an Oscar nominated movie.
2025 is one for the books.
I know.
I'm telling you.
So yeah, this is kind of the biggest day of my life as someone who is
We
Jewish,
keep one-upping ourselves.
neurodivergent, non-binary. it's gonna be
Today's
talking
for
to
Evan.
a mirror. I know. I'm so excited.
Abby was for Amelia. Today's for
I know,
Evan.
first true Ilana freaks. I'm so excited.
It's going to be amazing.
She taught me to embrace my curls.
She taught me pretty much how to be alive.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. I mean, I say this every episode. I didn't know anything before this girl came into my world. She opened up my sky.
What's the truth?
And now it's opalite.
Oh.
Anyways,
Who is pulling your invisible strings, girl? Come on. What the hell is going on?
my tears are not ricocheting
Ooh.
because I'm just smiling from ear to ear. I don't need to knock on wood. I gotta stop. Cross Dissolve joining us on the couch
Oh
today.
my
It's the
God.
one and only Ilana Glazer.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you so much for rewatching Broad City. It's brought me and so many people so much joy.
Oh my God. Well, you brought us so much joy. This show, of course, invented me. I watched it in high school and it changed my life. That's why I moved to New York. Not even kidding, girl.
Invented me. That's so
It literally
sweet.
did. You're like mother in a real true way. But people
Yeah.
call you that every day, I assume.
Not enough in person.
Really?
I invited.
I thought they would.
Don't
Yeah.
you have a kid?
Yeah. I'm certainly getting mommy and mama all day, every day.
Wait,
But
how
but
old is your
invite
kid now?
mother.
Like 3?
She's 4 and 3 months. Yeah.
What do you use as a non-binary person for? Do you say you still use mother, mama?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I love the role of mom.
Totally.
You know, and mother, and you know, it's like I feel like non-binary. You're they
I'm
them
yeah.
as well, right? And it's like, and I also use she her probably predominantly, I guess,
At the
but
corporate gig, I hope.
at the
That part.
but like yeah, I guess it just kind of it feels good to encompass all the parts of me and widen the scope of what mother means.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel that same way. Like when I date people, I'll like use boyfriend, not because it's because I don't feel like it always is attached to gender, the label itself.
Totally.
Even though it has the word boy in it, it
Totally.
can be a prize in so many ways. And I think we're constantly seeing that. 7-0 Shake and Lily Rose Depp, apparently they are the ones breaking boundaries every day.
Copy that.
Copy
Whoa,
that.
What?
Yes.
Because Lily Rose Depp calls 7-0 Shake boyfriend, even though they both identify as female.
Yes, I'm
Period.
remembering a headline now: the phenomenon of a lesbian boyfriend. That's
It's so hot. I feel like Ilana is a character invented lesbian boyfriend.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah, I think if the show kept going on, she might have had one.
We famously were like, so Ilana invented bisexuality. It didn't exist before you did it on screen.
So funny. Abby and I like really discovered a lot about our own identities, from our gender and sexuality to our Jewish identities on Broad City. And you know what I would say, not only discovered, but also like came to claim.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like reading the first article about Ilana Wexler's bisexuality, and I myself had not claimed bisexuality yet in my personal life, and I was like, whoa, I guess that resonates with me.
That's so funny. Where you're like, I'm just making this thing, and then people are like, so this is the thing you made,
Right,
and you're like,
right.
whoa.
But you know, of course I didn't make it, but I think it became palatable and for consumption on Broad City in a new way. It's not even as though we had never seen bisexuality on TV and film before, but you know, as you guys are talking about me and Abby as mother, it's like I didn't have Broad City to know that I was bi or the ways in which I was queer. And so it's really
Oh my God.
awesome and excellent and so fulfilling. So I thank you to hear it reflected that helped you name it and claim it.
It's so awesome that a third-party publication was your Broad City. It's so awesome
Yeah.
to
So
tell you
amazing.
you're bi.
Yeah.
I know. It really felt like that way. Like watching the show, just to give like a really earnest reaction, it's such a monumental piece of media for us because we're queer people living in New York City, young, like trying to find our way. And it feels like so much that we constantly are consuming and living our lives feels like the Broad City moments. And it's nice to have that so clearly represented in TV. And it just is. And it's also an era of like a feel-good TV, which I feel like we really have lost.
It was like Hope Core still.
Yeah. It's so unbelievable. Like, I mean, it's not unbelievable. I think it's by design that things are feeling and are so dire. And then since COVID, all it is like apocalypse, pandemic shows. And it's controlling. And I don't like it. And what I love about Broad City is that I feel like it's doesn't tell you like what to think. It's real art that embodies stories about archetypes, and the audience is invited to. It's real art. The audience is invited to reflect and have their own thoughts and feelings beyond it. And the way that how old are you guys?
27.
27. The way that so funny. Just the way that you answer it and the harmony of your melodies, of your speaking
It went
melodies.
up and then down.
27. Like, I don't know. I'm just like starting to like feel like such mind control with the social media. And then also now I'm realizing with these like longer form narratives, to make us feel divided still. And I remain so proud of Broad City's unifying nature.
It's such a sweet show compared to every show I've watched since.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, these girls were really nice, like
Yeah.
for once.
Yeah. I'm also like, not to brag, I'm truly trying
You
to sort
should.
this out, but I'm like, or before?
Or before, by
You
the
know
way.
what I mean? I mean, Friends, they were really, really sweet to each
This was
other.
the first show I watched. I was born and then it was like there was nothing. It was like Hannah Montana and then I moved to Broad City. So I don't know about the past. It sounds awful.
Yeah.
I think I posted in college. I was obsessed. I posted like the line of you talking to the old woman on the tennis court. You're like, things have been bad for women up until now and also now. And I was like, this girl's so real.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's painful out there, so we must make our own joy.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
We
Taylor
must
Swift
make
said that in Opalite, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, love her.
Oh.
Literally love her.
Another quote.
She's top of mind. Let's start off with our iconic segment. Ilana Glazer. Girl, what girl are you? You're gonna do it with me.
I got nervous.
Oh.
You want to try again?
Yeah, we can do it one more time.
Ilana Glazer.
Girl,
what girl are you?
Do you mean Abby or Ilana?
Yeah. And then we would be like, what are you? How do you feel connected and disconnected from Ilana Wexler today?
I mean, Abby and I have always been and continue to be both Abby and Ilana, and like we like stretched out what is the most Ilana from both of us and put that in Ilana and what is the most Abby from both of us and put that in Abby. And, you know, because I am also very much an Abby Abrams, I'm very productive, organized, obsessive, obsessively like sort of generative and anxious. And my husband and I were together. We met before Broad City before we even made the pilot. So he and I have been together on this journey.
Oh my God.
The whole time, 13 years we've been together. And David says, you know, because based on like the very nervous person that I am and nerdy as well, David says Broad City is as though Ilana Wexler is as though Ilana Glazer blacked out, and then my subconscious was the pleasure-seeking Ilana Wexler, and then I like woke up to edit the show. You know what I mean? Like Ilana Wexler is almost like the person
she's your Val.
She's my Val.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly. She's my innie or outie, depending on you know what you consider this world. So you know, I really like love the pleasure-seeking, unfettered, unself-consciousness about Ilana Wexler. I admire it, and I'm not it, you know, because you guys know as comedians, like we're self-aware and we're writing material all the time, you know? But I guess I am just obviously so naturally Ilana Wexler. And also, as you know, as comedians, when you're like, you do something funny and someone laughs and you like didn't intend it to be funny and you're like, I'm a clown. I'm a clown. But you know, and I'm Abby too, in many ways. I think I was Abby most of the time during Broad City as the showrunner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anxiously planning, like self-conscious about the difference between Ilana Wexler and Ilana Glazer. But you know, of course, I'm more naturally Ilana Wexler.
Yeah. So when you're doing, when you show up today and you do your stand-up, who do you think you're arriving at? It's like, which Ilana are you?
Are you turning it on?
Babies, and I'm calling you babies because you call me mother, like you're my babies, and you're my babies, and I love my like cultural comedy babies so much and take pride in what you tell me the effect of Broad City was on you, and I'm here to talk money and politics all the time whenever you want it for any guidance that I may be able to offer. So since Broad City, I have been sorting out the different parts of myself and the different contexts that I come in. You know, code switching, the idea of, let's say, racial code switching, code switching to fit space racially, no matter what your race is, or gender code switching, you know, whatever it is. Then there's also, like, in my mind, I think this is a thing, but like just something I like have been thinking about is like context switching. Code switching is like from the outside in, and you're like, fuck, I have to like match what is on the outside. But context switching in my mind is this like authentic shift to be authentic in different contexts. That is like the you know, mental emotional therapy work that I've been working on since Broad City, because Broad City was such a beautiful, like swirling, whirling jumble of ourselves, Abby and I, and Paul W. Downs and Lucia Agnello, who are the two of the co-creators of Hacks, and Jen Statsky, who's the third co-creator of Hacks. And
we
all
never
our writers.
forget it.
Yeah, we know who they are. And all our writers and everybody who came in and people who even showed up to act, like comedians we bring ourselves. They bring themselves for real and are ready to really offer bits and ideas and leave them with the project. So for Abby and I mean, it was the most fluid and back and forth of like, who is who? And I remember Abby's and my moms were like confused, you know,
right.
They would
like, we met you, girl. You're not like that.
Or they were like, did you really do that? And it's like, it's the show, but it's like genuinely confusing. So, and I have talked about this many, many times. I apologize if anyone's like heard this before. Likely not. Anyway, but after Broad City, I was like working on my next hour, my second, you know, starting whatever, like, to get into my next hour before then COVID shut everything down for a while. And I was like starting with a new therapist, and I was saying to him, like, stand up, I just feel so like exposed and so vulnerable. It's like I'm leaving like an arm on stage every time I do stand up. And he was like, well, it is impersonal. And I was like, exactly. I mean, it's deeply personal. And he was like, no, I said impersonal.
That root word's confusing. It's a tricky one.
And I had heard personal because that's how it felt. And in fact, as I'm saying it now, I'm realizing I felt so exposed in stand-up because I really felt so exposed post Broad City. I was like, holy shit. You know, we were racing. We were straddling the more you know star, shooting across the sky. We were just like shooting through the universe, making an incredible show, like an incredible piece of art that we remain so proud of, that was just like authentically like giving pieces of ourselves. And afterwards, I think, I won't speak for Abby, but I felt so exposed, beyond what I could even have contained mentally while making the show. And all that to say, I mean, that's just all to speak to the artistic process, but all that to say, in stand-up, I'm showing up as Ilana Glazer, the stand-up, which I think in my last hour was showing up really wanting to be a good stand-up for everybody, really as polished as I could be, or even if I was finding it, just like as thoughtful as I could be, offering as much of a craft as I could. And I'm starting my new hour now, and in this third hour, I'm arriving as a new Ilana the stand-up, which is I'm sharing things I think that are funny.
Oh, compared to personal? Or a bit of both?
Not personal. It's like prepared, it's like prepared material. It's
right.
a professional act. And it's weird. Like, we get up for free all the time to practice for the paid gigs. So it feels personal because you're like, well, I'm just like working something out.
Yeah.
But it's a professional context. People paid tickets. I just did this show to work out this like 15 minutes, and like I'm just showing up for free. I'm grateful for the stage time.
Yeah.
But like these people paid tickets to see our friend the comedian. So it's always a professional context for me. But rather than like worrying if I'm like good enough for something or being a good stand-up, right now I'm like in a place I'm newly and delightfully in, which is like I'm just sharing jokes I think that are funny.
What an amazing place to land.
Wait, that's such a departure from your past projects. Your first special is so much about the environment, and it feels very personal. And then you depart to talk about motherhood and the course with it. So I'm interested to see your next hour.
Yeah,
I really am.
And it's like it's cracking. I'm cracking myself up like such a little doofus, and like I was just in therapy yesterday, which is where I love to be. And I was just sorting that out, where I was like, I'm laughing because, or I mean, my therapist said, you're just sharing what you think is funny. And I was like, God,
you're following the fun.
That sounds good. Yeah. And they say that, but like, they say that I'm picturing it in the pit, printed in the pit, the original pit 20 fucking years ago, or the original UCB 20 years ago, like follow the fun 20 years ago in a totally different world. And like, it really has taken me 20 years to genuinely follow the fun.
Right.
That is kind of devastating to hear.
Yeah, I get it.
But you probably found it in the beginning and then lost
Do you think
it.
you had it and then you lost it? Because I feel like you were so in it, but then you were like, okay, I didn't even have time to process it. Because you guys, Abby was saying like you would finish editing and then you would start writing the Monday, which is like, sorry, insane.
Oh, Abby Dab. Did Abby tell you about the fingers?
What?
Counting on fingers.
Uh-uh.
We would count. I know it sounds sexier than it
Abby
actually
tell about
is.
fingers.
Yeah, no,
Tell us.
It's a lot drier than you would hope. But we would count like the calendar, like how long is this gonna take? We'd write with other writers for 2 months, and that was like what the budget could afford. And then the third month would be Abby and I rewriting all the scripts, and then we'd be prepping for a month, and then we'd be shooting for 2 months, and we would count on our fingers like, how long is this going to take? It would be on Abby's fingers, and then I'd be adding fingers, and then I'd be adding fingers. We're like, it takes the whole year.
Right.
Yeah,
You're like,
this takes the whole year.
It's counting up to 12.
So I know it sounds devastating, and comedy is that tension between tragedy and comedy. There's no comedy without the actual tragedy. And like all that to say, like Broad City was a miracle, and I was having a type of fun during it, but it wasn't the same kind of fun that I'm having now. In my 30s, I'm more relaxed. I'm in my body. It just takes time to get to the different phases of life. It wasn't like I know it sounds devastating, but it was hysterical at the time. The absurdity of counting fingers over and over again, and every year it's like, no, every year, every season is going to take a year. We've done this 2 times now, 3 times now. It was funny. But it was a different kind of fun, I think, than I've learned to have, which is, and that's also just me. And I think Abby and I are similar. Like, we met as like a business sisters, like in charge. Like, you guys know the amount of organization it takes to defy entropy and make something fucking happen, to complete a finished product and offer it to the world. So that's a type of fun, a nerdy
Yeah, you're
anxiety.
like, I'm having so much fun on Google Sheets.
Literally I am, and I like love the organization and like all the different shortcuts and hotkeys. Like it's a type of fun, but it is heartbreaking in a way.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
In a good way. Like that's life. That's life.
You guys were also, that era you made the show in was like girl boss, hustle culture, slay mama era, which I feel like now we're like therapy, self-care, cancel on every plan. But it's like back then it was like wake up, slay, drink your coffee, go.
Yeah, and it was also I'm laughing now because the girl boss culture has revealed itself to be like totally toxic. It's like women fulfilling a space that, toxic men previously did, and they're like, well, I'll fill it now and solve everything, sort of like white savior mentality. And then it's like, girl, you can't. You're just following the same roadmap, which leads to the same toxicity and oppressive system. And I don't think Abby and I were ever considered girl bosses, honestly, speaking to our queerness, because we were like scrappy little tomboy, little Jewish girls, harried, you know what I mean? Harried. We were never like this in a blazer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, we didn't
Well,
really.
except
You
for a
guys did
few
that
photo
pose.
shoots.
But you
Girl,
did it
do you
in-
see a blazer in there?
I see a blazer in some of these photos. Wait,
I'm
there's one
seeing
with the
block
candy.
patterns. I'm seeing colorful stripes. I'm also seeing curvy girls. I'm seeing big old titties. I'm seeing a like delicious, juicy
You're
ass.
talking about me? Oh, come on.
I'm seeing a juicy ass. I'm not seeing like bony girls in a blazer that's like rolled up and are like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you taught me girls could not be that.
Yeah.
I didn't know before. I genuinely didn't. I didn't know anything.
No,
Like,
neither did I. And like honestly, to the point of us being a like almost social roadmap for you, we were miraculously. I say this like so proudly, like writing it as it was happening and discovering it ourselves with like younger people. Like it was the incredibly privileged process, or incredibly fortunate process of having the chance to make something and look at ourselves from a distance. Whoa, damn, self-actualize, grow, and then have the stage, the containers, the 10 episodes to do it again.
Yeah.
But I know we look badass, and like, my favorite shoot is that nylon shoot behind your head, Evan, the blue.
Yes.
Like this nylon, fucking sick, that shoot. I mean, I think we're so badass. I just mean it's a different thing than the the polished, sharp nature of girl boss at that time. I'm laughing because we didn't really, I don't think, fit into that that branding, but we were connected to the like sort of like manifesting. We were growth obsessed, and I feel like that really, sociopolitically, I feel like that has fully fucked us because it came from tech bros, and now they are the technocrats in control
Right, and
of
you're
our.
like, oh, it's the oligarch now.
Yeah, it's truly the bro-oligarchy. And the technocrats were like, manifest, man. Manifest until you like take over the world and destroy it. But we were like picking up the whiffs of productivity, generativeness.
Right.
Yeah. And to be honest, just speaking to you, I hope to be sharing my perspective, not speaking down to you as younger people.
You're not at all.
Okay, cool. But like the tech industry actually used to have like more, I guess, optimistic and... what's the word? Altruistic.
It did.
More altruistic,
Yeah.
genuine goals that have since turned to the alt-right and
You
really
can never make
destructive.
the TV show
Yeah.
Silicon Valley today.
Couldn't tell you because I never watched it.
Well, you would love it.
You think?
It's so fun.
Oh,
I've never
cool.
seen that.
It's similar era. It's
Yeah.
just like it's lighthearted.
Because
It's-
they're altruistic?
They're so altruistic.
Oh, that's
It's about like
so
building.
sweet.
I mean, they're fighting to larger forces, but they're a startup. They're like
That's
scrappy men.
cool. Oh
And
my
it's
gosh.
a comedy. You're gonna laugh.
Oh, that is aspirational.
I, of course, don't have a heater in my part of the apartment. The heating is in the rest of the apartment.
Me too.
And so we both share that. And that's why I was so excited to get this blanket because it's so fluffy and warm. It actually goes with my bedroom
It's
theme.
perfect for creatives trying their best.
You got to get the cozier
Oh my
blanket.
God.
But also, I got the pajamas. I've always wanted to be a girl who has like the button up like pajama set that like women in movies have. And now I'm that girl. I kind of want to buy like it for my family. It's like a good Christmas gift.
Actually, the matching pajama sets make the family. Before that, you're just like a collective of people living in a house. And when you get matching pajamas, then you become a family.
Yeah, but also like I would just get it for one family member.
Well, then that's chosen family. 'Cause
That's
you're picking.
chosen family. By the way, Evan, Black Friday is coming early at Cozy Earth.
Uh-oh.
Wait, I can't wait to spend Thanksgiving with you. But Black Friday has come early at Cozy Earth. Right now, you can stack our code, GIRLS, all caps, on top of their site-wide sale, giving you up to 40% off in savings. These deals won't last, so start your holiday shopping today.
Wrap the ones you love in luxury with Cozy Earth. This message is sponsored by Raycon. Do you know when Simone Biles took the balance beam
Simone Biles?
in a Simone Biles.
Yes.
The 2016 Olympics.
Yeah, I
And she made
graduated high school.
history?
She made history.
You know what else is making history?
What?
The way these earbuds lie on my ear. They balance. The way they balance on my
The way
ear.
they balance. Are you talking about Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds?
Oh, girl, you know it.
I'm loving them. I hate earbuds where you have to like stick it in your earwax. That like gives me the ick.
No,
The
literally.
way this is laying on top, I'm like, finally. The open ear design is just like breathable, especially like in the gym. Like, I don't want sweaty ear, you know?
The clinical disease sweaty ear.
Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds last 36 hours of battery life.
Jesus Christ. By the way, Black Friday is right around the corner. Raycon's audio products are up to 30% off site-wide. From everyday essentials to the latest releases, it's a perfect time to upgrade your sound or get ahead on gifting.
These early deals won't last long. Shop now before they're gone. Go to buyraycon.com/girlsopen to save on Raycon audio products site-wide.
You're explaining that you're not this girl boss character, but you guys do have the hustle mentality.
Hell yeah.
And you guys really built something so substantial. What about the concept of Broad City you felt really is the thing that connected everyone? Like, why are people connecting with Broad City in such a intimate and fascinating way?
It's like hard for me to answer, and I actually
Yeah.
wonder, like, can you guys answer
Yeah.
it?
I mean, it's very, Amelia gives a great point where it's, I think it was a kind of media that we hadn't seen before. It's atypical, coming off the back of Girls, which is still set in New York City, but still has that dramedy aspect of it. Lighthearted comedy, female forward, we call it, honestly, and I don't know if this is fully true, but we call it like the only female stoner comedy we have in a way is Broad City, because it captures the energy of the time, which was like the Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, where it's like the funny friends
That guy with
hanging
the
out,
fern.
but it's this progressive take because it's queer, it's female, and that was really so generative during like millennials, during this time with millennials. Like, they really were connecting with it. And I think there was such a gap in the market for a lighthearted show that kind of took stoner comedy but put it into female and queer perspective. And New York City is inherently always so interesting, and I think out of any TV show, people become fascinated with New York City through Sex and the City, Girls, just to bring those shows up again. But Broad City takes actually, I think, the most intimate approach to New York City.
Yeah, you guys are on the street in a way that like no other show is. Also, it's like, if I think about the shows I was watching around 2014, it was like Gossip Girl, One Tree Hill,
Yeah.
where it's like every plot line was like very much like this soap, like so like abstract thing where it's like, and they're fighting over the boy and whatever. And this was like the first show where I'm like, they're talking about like a mocha latte. Like, I know about that. Or like they're talking about like being hot in summer. I know about that.
Right.
And it was just like, oh, I could attach myself, and nobody had talked about it. And I think like the Broad City of today is the internet, like TikTok. Like, everybody is kind of like speaking to these like intricacies that like we didn't have when media was like more up there rather than like people first. But I feel like it's like, yeah, like all the funny little bits we get on TikTok now, like y'all had to like make with a multi or like a fancy camera.
Thank you for that. And I have like some thoughts there. So the first and foremost thing, why does it resonate and why does it continue to be timeless? It is so fucking funny. It's just so fucking
It's so
funny.
fucking funny.
It's so funny. And like, as Paul W. Downs always says, women are funnier. Like, I
yes.
mean, women are just funnier. It's
Paul.
I wouldn't even say it's necessarily, I would never actually say that it's a genetic thing or something. It's a societal thing because women are so deeply oppressed forever across up and down the socioeconomic, whatever fucking ladder. It's just women are funnier, you know? Our bodies are more policed. So then when we use them so freely, it's more like shocking. It's so funny. And it's the humor. I think also something when you're talking about girls and Gossip Girl, and our show was extremely financially self-aware behind the scenes and on screen, where these girls knew they were suburban girls. They knew that if all went to shit, they could go home, but their parents wouldn't be able to pay for them to be in the city. You know, we saw them working their jobs, and like Ilana Wexler's job is technically like a white collar job, but like, you know, like working this job like it's, I don't know, like she's working a factory job is like how it feels for her. And she, you know, the lens of the show knows that she's being so disrespectful in that job. I think it was just very self-aware.
I mean, you guys started with like making change, like
right.
That's right. Like girls would never do that.
Right. It was very financially self-aware. We were extremely obsessed with logistics in writing Broad City, which I like struggle to let go of. I'm writing a movie script now with my one of my collaborators, Josh Rabinowitz, and it's a movie set in New York, and we're talking about a walk happening, and I'm like, they just would never get to from point A to point B in that time. Like Abby and I were obsessed, and you felt the physical pressures of moving about New York City because of all that thinking
about it. I love that so much. I watched so many shows, and you're like, by the way, you could have. There's no. I will say the one caveat to all of this is that you being friends with Abby when you live in Astoria and she lives in Gowanus, it's not doable.
No,
it's
no.
crazy.
So what kind of logistics freak would let that happen?
No. It's like, I guess why we're always meeting out in the city, and also that's like just the backbone of true love. But yeah, me popping up and showing up is just
I'm like,
possible.
no wonder they're always meeting in Manhattan. The trains only
Truly.
go there.
Truly.
There was like, I think it's Pussy Weed. You're like, I just have to take this train to this bus because the G ain't running.
Yeah, it's episode 102. We're like, let's clear this up.
Let's clear
now.
this up right now.
Yeah.
We actually have so many bullet points of episodes that we want to touch base on. First of all, of course, Pussy Weed.
So Pussy Weed, like that is a mark of a different world. This comes from a real place in which I brought weed back from California in my vagina.
No way.
Yep.
It's real.
In a like double
plastic bag or
condom.
Whoa, of course. I'm being crazy.
Putting a Ziploc up there? No, girl. And like weed used to be like a huge crime.
Yeah, well, we're like, oh, this is a period piece because weed's legal now.
Literally. And it was like black market even in California at the time.
Really?
Yes, it was not legalized even there.
Y'all were so brave for breaking the law so publicly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I won't say her name, but just two friends. This like funny, cool girl who like sold weed to all these comedians, and then my other guy friend. The three of us loading me up before going back to New York.
That's amazing.
I guess.
Well, it's legal now.
Yeah, it's truly. And I was like, talking about it in the writers' room, and they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Safest way to do this. What do you think?" So, and
how did you
also,
think of the red herring?
Oh yeah,
I think that was like just Abby dreaming, and it came up. I think this was just a genius Abby nugget blossoming in her brain.
Oh, I love a nugget.
Yeah,
I can give me some sauce with that one too. No,
we have to talk about when Abby gets the blue dress and goes on the birthday dinner, and the physical reaction you have to crawfish, I believe.
Oh, it's the seafood.
Okay.
Shellfish.
Copy that. That was so fucking funny. That was just What about it? What do you want
laugh.
to talk about? It just cracks me up. Amy Poehler directed that episode too.
Oh yeah, and she made the bear in that scene.
Yeah, so a lot of the first
It was all there.
Can I share just like a mental
Please.
I call it divine cinema, the like frames or like the little movies we see in our own eyes and you're like, am I seeing this? This is like me and God directing this right now. The divine cinema of seeing the back of Amy with her headphones on watching monitor and doing like this kind of laugh.
No.
And her just like adorable little like shoulder shrug of a laugh and like her holding her giggle in, just so I'll never forget it.
How could you? It's a beautiful moment.
That was amazing when Abby lifts you because she has the thing.
That Abby pen?
She was so intent on really carrying me, and it was an incredible feat. It's like, you know, filming sort of gets your central nervous system like up to begin with, but then it was like as though she was like on roids or whatever.
Well,
like,
you guys always seem, every time we have a guest, they're like, they've just watched an episode for the first time in a while and they're like, oh my God, these girls are insane. Like they are like all gas, no breaks, every scene. Like
Yep.
y'all are nuts in it.
yeah,
And
y'all are nuts
in every frame. Like it'll be like the closing scene where it's like we're settling down and you're like tweaking out, like, and you're like, yes, totally. I'm doing a terrible job, but
No, I like that.
God, it's just true. It's just
this
true.
scene where Abby's like, and so like I'm dating Clea Duvall, and you're just like smiling in a way where I'm like, this girl has no chill at all. This is incredible.
Oh, and you guys always like kind of break a little bit on camera, and it's like
It's
where the true magic
amazing.
comes from.
Oh my gosh,
We
you're
love it
cracking
so
me up.
much.
That is so sweet. It just it warms I don't know where the fuck this disgusting phrase comes from, but it warms the cockles of my heart. Have you heard of this?
I've never heard that.
No.
Did you make
It
that?
really is
I feel like
disgusting.
it's like an old like English phrase.
Okay, period.
I'll just say it warms my heart. It just fills my heart. It swells my
Well,
heart.
if it warms the cockles, acknowledge that. That's an important part of it.
Oh my gosh. You're
I
cracking
think
me
one
up.
episode that always sticks out to me is it's such a visceral New York experience and really does one of the greatest jobs of just like showing what it means to live in New York City, which is a knockoff episode where you're going to Chinatown,
yeah. Oh
you're
my
getting those
gosh.
bags.
Yep.
That is a cultural moment. And
Every time I've ever been in Chinatown since the day I moved here, it's being brought up.
and it's
Oh my
ranked one of the
gosh.
best episodes of TV ever.
Yes, and that was so driven by Paul and Lucia and directed by Lucia. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just they were just so fun and funny, and they delight in Susie Essman, and you know
She's insane.
she is a rock. She is a like, for me, in my like Mount Rushmore of comedy, of comedians, you know, she is just so funny, and we dreamed of Susie playing my mother since the web series, and it's incredible. It's incredible. Us on screen is ridiculous. It's just perfect. And yeah, again, also knockoffs like really honors the physical reality of New York, and in such a way that like all you kind of need is the frame of reality. And for us, I think the more you stick to it, like the funnier the contents inside are.
Well, I love that you guys like highlight
Tweaking out. I'm just like still laughing. Okay. I'm over it.
it was a good moment.
Oh my
But
gosh.
like
Okay,
the
I'm getting a
Susie
sip of water.
Essman of it, Amy Sedaris, like you guys, I think there's something so magical as like a
When you got Whoopi Goldberg to do a credit dance number, like
Can you believe it?
Well,
Can you believe it?
wait,
I
women get
can, but
funnier
it
with-
is like it's like when you put out an ask, you're like, there's no way, and then it's like, yeah, Shania Twain would love to do that.
And that's the thing about comedy. It's like so inviting and transcendent of like who anybody thinks they are. But also Whoopi Goldberg is such a down ass bitch. Like she is so down. In my movie Babes that I wrote with Josh, she voices Michelle Buteau's tits. We like do mushrooms, and she did the voice. I was like in Florida at a gig going from Tampa to Orlando on Zoom with Whoopi Goldberg, recording the
Oh my
voiceover for
God.
Michelle Buteau's tits. Like she is just so down that she did
well,
that.
you don't
You
get
know,
a view for that long. If
I
you're
went on
not
a
down.
second
That's right,
Hinge
that's
date
right.
to see Babes. He wanted to prove that he was a feminist.
I love it.
I was
Was he?
like, Yeah, but then he was like, let's kiss. And I was like, I just learned about like pregnancy in a way that like I'm like not in the space.
You're like, weren't horny?
But I'm wishing him the best.
That movie made me a little horny though. That is.
When I first moved to New York, I would every time I would get drunk and like go home with somebody, I would put on Broad City to be like, you gotta see women be funny before we like make out.
Incredible.
It's important.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love that.
The Susie Essman and Amy Sedaris of it all, I really enjoy how you guys were able to get older, well-established female comedians through Broad City in such a consistent, and you always highlight them at their finest. And I feel like that's a part that's so missing from TV now, where so many like well-established actors who do something so well, they're just taken out, or they're just like not included in so many projects. And Broad City always gave reckonings to
like you knew how to write for them.
You.
Like every Rachel Dratch, when she comes back, it's like, yeah, they know exactly what to do with that girl.
Oh my God, that Chris Kelly line where she's like, how long does it take to make a baked potato? Some line like that. That was so funny. Yeah, we it was simply our honor. I mean, it's comedy is like a form of spiritual practice for me. I mean, it's just like it's a space for reflection, for community, a place to transcend the challenges of society and connect in our humanity. I mean, it's fucking everything, and it also feels very like deeply inextricably integrated with my Judaism and Jewish identity. So it was just our honor to create a little altar,
I love
if you
the
will,
fervor
for these brilliant
you talk
women.
about with comedy. Like you define it as art, which I think is something so often overlooked because it's considered lower art. And we always find artists be like so fine and like precise in what it is, but comedy talks about the same messaging that anything else does, just from a really discernible lens. And I think when people find that they can understand something so quickly, that thing doesn't necessarily have meaning, but comedy is something where you understand it fairly well because that's why you're laughing at it. But you also like it still talks about these larger issues. And I find it so interesting talking about earlier in this conversation where you were saying that comedy can be so deeply impersonal, but it also at the same time is the formulation of community and your ideas. So it is a weird balance.
Yeah. And I want to say, were you done? I'm sorry. I'm like so excited to respond to this because I want to say two things. One is good comedy takes precision. And I found it so disrespectful. I mean, especially Abby and I were working so hard, like 12-hour days for 6 years. I would be so angry when people would say, is it improv?
Right.
I was like, we rewrite the scripts 8 times. Is it improv? And then we edit them 5 times, 5 rounds. Like improv, it takes precision and a mastery of a craft. And I think that for comedy to be in the margins of what is considered art is fine with me because that is its purpose to not aspire to some role anointed from the outside in. I can find a way to be proud of its disrespected nature because I'm like, oh, we don't need you.
Right.
We were never nominated for anything. The show is like incredibly well done, 50 episodes. Maybe, I don't know, Comedy Central doesn't typically spend the money it takes to be in the race for awards, but like, it's like, that's okay.
It's EGOTed for us.
Yeah,
so.
thank you. But like that, it feels that way. For me, I think comedy is about people and the people. And I just like kind of take pride in that status, I guess. It's kind of like always like a sexy little secret, I suppose.
Yeah.
A sexy little secret.
Which is Evan, did you see the Halloween costumes I posted on the girls page? Hannah season 2 Q-tip art. Everybody's commenting you forgot to include the Q-tip. Q-tips are white. It was a white background. It was going to be really hard.
That show does such a fantastic job of capturing OCD in a way that feels real because I feel like there's so many misrepresentations of it.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like in high school people would throw around OCD and I'm like, is that even what it is? And then that show I was like, okay, so that's not what it's not just like wanting to be really clean and tidy.
No, it's not a girl who color codes. episodes.
Yeah. Real OCD is nothing like the stereotypes about liking things organized. It's a serious and highly misunderstood condition where unwanted, distressing thoughts get stuck on repeat in your mind. And you feel compelled to engage in certain behaviors to try and make them stop, which for Hannah was like the tapping, right?
8 times. What works for OCD is ERP therapy or exposure and response prevention.
NoCD is the world's leading provider of OCD treatment. All of their licensed therapists truly understand OCD and specialize in treating it with ERP.
Therapy with NoCD is 100% virtual, covered by insurance for over 155 Americans, and includes support between sessions so you never are facing OCD alone.
To learn more about starting OCD therapy with NoCD, go to nocd.com and book a free call to learn more about how they can help. That's NOCD.com. Evan, we're in Q4. How are those New Year's resolutions going? Do you feel like you've become the person you wanted to be?
And then some. I am strutting around town. There is a prance in my step, a little jitter in my bug.
A prance in your step, a jitter in your bug. I'm so excited to talk about the app Field because it's a place where you can recognize a new you. The Field community is famous for change. People fluctuate from vanilla to kinky and straight to, okay, maybe I'm not so straight. My friend who lives in Greenpoint only uses Field. But she's like, people are real there and down to like explore.
One of my gay best friends on Field meets a straight guy. They're dating now. His first relationship, obviously that guy's first gay relationship, he had never touched a man before that. Now he's monog with a man.
He's monog because of Field?
Because of Field.
That's huge.
I found this out at a birthday party / housewarming.
Well, the thing about Field is like it's different than the other apps because it's not like the fast swipe culture.
And I love how modern they spell the app. No I-double-E.
Field also just rolled out their shared desires feature that shows what you have in common with somebody else. On Field, curiosity leads the way towards intimacy with others and yourself. I really need to get on this app. Desires, interests, and space to change.
I have to say, my therapist literally is like, these are things you have to work on. So to finally have a place to play with that.
If you have a fantasy, say it, Evan. If you have a desire, include it in your bio.
Whipped cream on body.
I'd be down to try that, but I want dairy-free coconut whip.
That's implied.
Download Field now on the App Store, Google Play, or the link in the descriptions. That's FEELD.
That's a double E I love so much. I always feel like a little embarrassed to tell someone I'm a comedian, but I like lean into it more and more as I get older.
Oh my God. It's like the hottest, coolest thing to me. Also, I want to say, like, I'm not saying stand-up is deeply impersonal. What I mean to say is that it's not like, you know, when I was younger and like, I think, and I was actually just talking about this with EJ the other night. Is he, him, or they, them?
He, him, I believe.
Okay. Because he was talking about like how vulnerable his last hour was. And I was like, this is the process as a comedian. And it is important in comedy and in culture to hear from 20-somethings. You know, like it's a very important voice to hear and it comes in raw, you know, and that's the purpose of it. And we were so raw and vulnerable. But what I mean to say about impersonal is that it's personal from us. We're writing our ideas and from our experience, but it's not an interpersonal relationship. That's what I mean. Not that it's deeply impersonal. Like I'm creating some wall where, you know, I mean, no offense, but like, you know, Mitch Hedberg, the comedian from the 90s, he would have these like sort of just like jokes, man. And it was like one-liners, man. And he was like weird and funny, whatever. You know, that I would consider more of a character and more of an impersonal art form. What I mean is like in crafting material and offering it and specifically trying to entertain, it's not an interpersonal exchange. It's a professional one.
Yeah. It's so true. I mean, it's the way we look at any art though. Like you don't have a personal exchange with a painting. You have visceral reactions from it, but you're not talking to the artist. It's not someone that you get to know. You're watching what they're demonstrating. And I feel like because comedy often feels like a conversation, you sometimes lose the ability to understand what the line of like the professional line is, honestly.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's like true of art because we're humans and fluid.
Oh, it's just nice to hear someone talk about it with such much fervor.
I'm glad.
Fervor is an amazing word.
It's
I
one
love
of my
it.
favorite
I'm just going
words.
to check the time to make sure. Okay, great. We've got
Where are we
good
at?
time.
Okay, we want to talk politics. Hillary Clinton episode, and since then, your main online presence is politics. What I feel like we sensed from season 1 through 3, very episodic, their shenanigans. Season 4, Trump one, y'all are really sad. Like you with the sad lamp, like bleeping Trump's word, like you can't orgasm because like the world's so bad. What was it? Was that like you guys were really in hope core and then got really depressed and then have since been like really passionate about that, or like what was that journey like?
You know, oh, the world has changed so much. It's so crazy, but it's not, I don't think it's necessarily, I mean, in some measurable ways it is worse, you know, water, LOL, and heat. But I think our awareness as white women of the ways in which things are bad, like a lot of white people, was it was like a lightning rod with Trump being elected. I think that's perhaps the shift that happened. Our awareness of the oppressive system in which we all live, and then are placed in a like rank and file by some top down agents of this system. And you know, as we're seeing now, we live in a democracy, but it's always been available to slide into fascism. So, you know, like democracy, we haven't lived under an equal democracy since the country was founded, right? Like certain citizens, Black and Indigenous and immigrant citizens, aren't offered the same democracy as white Americans, or like even European immigrants who came here and were offered more democracy than Native Americans who stewarded the land since before the founding fathers came here. Okay. So, you know, I think that was our awareness, just like a lot of white people's awareness when Trump was elected, like, oh, this is fucked.
Well, because it's interesting because before you guys had Hillary Clinton on, or even when you had the episode on, you didn't realize that it was even a political, or you're quoted in articles being like, we didn't know how deeply political it was to have Hillary Clinton
To have
on.
Hillary, copy that.
And then afterwards, like there is such a visceral shift towards anti-Trump talk. I mean, like the episode 2 after is like you can't, or the next episode is actually witches, where you can't orgasm because Trump is in office, and it's that immediate switch where you go from here's the hope of Hillary. I remember it so viscerally. Like Miley Cyrus is in college dorms promoting it. Broad City just had Hillary Clinton on. Like
Pink
it's just
pussy hats.
It's pink pussy hats, and then to have that moment. And it really feels like Broad City and you as a comedian immediately you've been tied with politics ever since then. And to watch you transcend through it, because you're such a, I mean, right now the New York mayoral race, you were one of the top voices out there, like really just speaking, and you've brought so much light to this, and that is constantly proven through social media that you are really touching to people's hearts. And that is one of the beautiful things that Broad Cities does, is it ties comedy with politics, and it takes it in a really like approachable and funny and earnest way that I think is still refreshing today compared to, like, I love late night, but late night is so like set up punchline joke sometimes can feel impersonal, but Broad City's always been based in humanity. So watching it back, I can still like, I can tap into these feelings in a way. And I love watching you as a comedian continue to keep doing this. And is it because of, like, was it the Hillary, like, after that moment, like, what is the thing that incited all of this?
Did you want to say something?
Oh, sorry, Amelia.
No, not that you cut her off. I mean, before I launch into whatever the fuck I'm about to
You can launch in, but I was just going to say, like, what's shocking in the rewatch is realizing how political every single episode is in such an extreme way, in a way that like I didn't notice when I was 19 and watching it. But it's like it literally formulated like I learned what feminism was like through like watching these types of shows. Like I didn't have that. Like I grew up in Texas, like super Christian, like was just like didn't know.
Wow.
And so it's like so interesting to like watch it back and realize like how much shows still shy away from that, and like how so much comedy that's being made right now is still like barely even like touching the surface.
Right.
And you guys like straight out of the gate like are kind of just like always talking about it.
It's so funny. Like we're all like sharing a thought space right now. So this is like perfectly pivoting into what I was going to say. So thank you. And also I just want to say it's such a privilege to talk to you guys, to hear my little babies tell me what Broad City has meant to you. And I continue to learn from it and from you. I'm so grateful to be having this conversation. It's like just very meaningful to me. And, you know, me and Abby learning about our own queerness and our Jewishness, our feminism is something we weren't aware of until we were told that the show was feminist.
Another news article?
Literally,
Oh my
girl,
God.
I'm not kidding you. I'll never forget Megan Angelo from Wall Street Journal. I'll never forget.
You gotta keep your Google alerts on for yourself. Stay informed.
Megan Angelo from Wall Street Journal during the web series called it sneak attack feminism. And we were like, feminism. I guess so. Like we didn't even know this was like a feminist show.
Right.
And
You're like, no, we're masterminds and we had a 7-step plan for this.
yeah, right. You know, and like I would say like with Hillary Clinton, having her on the show was more feminist for us than political, way more. We certainly hoped and probably maybe assumed, you know, that she was going to win because it only made sense and she won the popular vote. But it was like more that this brilliant woman had climbed the ranks of academia into politics to arrive where she did, and it was like amazing to meet her. And for my politics since, I think that again, like Broad City, this art made me aware of my values. You know, I the way that our values on the inside get translated on the outside into society, our politics, into a machine. And the more aware I become of my values, and the more urgent and dire the situation in New York and the United States become, the more I feel it is urgent to speak up. You know, our reality is being systematically fractured by like 4 guys who own the algorithms on the 4 platforms we use. And they're fracturing our reality so that we're like confused about what's happening as they control us more. And I'm like, I'm really trying to connect with people so that to share reality for them and for me. I'm like, we're seeing the same thing, right? This is unfair, right? And like, as women and queer people and femmes, you know, when you're being violated in a way and it's confusing at first, and then you have to connect with someone to be like, that was fucking weird, right? That was off and disrespectful or sexual and like controlling and strange. Like you have to connect about it to make sure your human rights aren't being violated. So I think as I get older, you know, and I've become a mom, but I think it's our responsibility to take care of our world, because a minority of people who are hoarding most of the wealth, a construct, they are really trying to hurt and control us. And humanity, I just love people. I love humanity. I love expressing humanity through art, through organizing, advocacy, simply through my community. I am so lucky to be my baby's mama. She's incredible. I have an amazing spouse and partner. And I'm just like, it's my responsibility to spread the goodness as much as I can. One of my favorite like clips ever is Mr. Rogers accepting, maybe it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, and talking about the responsibility of television. And it just makes me feel good. And it makes me feel like not crazy and like I'm sharing reality, common sense values. And you guys can take this part out if you don't want to. I mean, if you don't want to have it. Do you guys know Harry Hill?
Very Harry Hill?
I don't know.
Yeah, the TikToker.
Copy that. Yes, I believe so. I just met this young person. He's 30 at an event last night, and he was so sweet, effusive about Broad City, and saying it created a language that it was so sweet, a language that didn't exist before. We speak the language of Broad City, meaning, 25 to 35-year-old queers, queer and femme and women and people who just want to be in on the party. And I left the interaction like so, so sweet and flattered, but something I wanted to say to him, and I'll say it through the screen right now, but something I want to say to you is please acknowledge the power you have. Your voices, your brains, your beautiful bodies, which are a part of getting a message across. Please join the fight to save humanity. We are like on a turning point right now that is a very scary, very real one. I don't know if we're, I say it all and do this all out of genuine concern. I don't know what's going to happen with elections.
Right.
I don't know. I hope they happen. I don't know, healthcare, the real, that big, ugly bill that passed, that's really going to start affecting us in 2026, and not just poor people who have, or not just people who are lower income. I don't know if poor people is a thing we're allowed to say anymore. but honestly, poor people, lower income
everyone
people.
we follow on Instagram was posting like they got the email being like, you're going to lose health insurance in 6 months or whatever.
Yeah, people who are on Medicare, who are on Medicaid. It's not just them. Anybody from bottom to top. Maybe the very, very top don't feel it. We are all going to feel it next year. It's not even right now. Just, and don't overwhelm yourself. Don't even read too much fucking news. Just find one elected official, AOC, that you trust. Like, join the newsletter and do something and tell people what you're doing. Make civic engagement hot and cool. It's not hot and cool, but like, what is like sharing humanity. It really actually does feel, it's like, I don't mean hot, but like there's a sensuality about taking care of people. There is certainly a heightened sensuality about taking care of children. Oh my God, you're rolling around, she's jumping on you, it's delicious, hugging your tushy from behind. I love it. But like there's that feeling when you take care of your community. I think I'm gonna just start like straight up, and it's like good when it's like filmed too. You can't cut this. I can't cut this. You gotta. It is your responsibility. You guys are now entering. You're getting out of your wacky 20s. You figured out that you're really fucking smart. You can organize. You can produce. You can complete things and move on to the next thing. Do it again. Every time I start a new hour. Every time I start a new project. I'm with Abby making a spreadsheet. Our first cell in our spreadsheet was in the finale, you tell me, about eggs, that they don't offer eggs after 11 in a bodega.
11 a.m., yeah.
Is that the finale?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first cell in I met her in 2019, but we started in 2021. What?
Wait, that's a lie.
I was 19. I was 19.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it was 2000.
Wasn't it 2012, 2010?
2007. I was born in 1987. So in 2006 is when I met her. So in 2006, guys.
It doesn't matter. You were 19.
You guys met at that bar. You had a beer.
Oh my God.
You practiced improv.
Yeah, but at the pizza shop is where we started the spreadsheet. There were like no laptops, and we were like, okay, we'll be right out. But the first cell was like the eggs and fucking after 11 or whatever. We put that in our final fucking episode. And every time I start a new project, which I'll tell you about my new project, I told you I'm starting my new hour. I feel like I'm 19 again with Abby making a spreadsheet. Aww. You guys have done this. You can do this. Please. I'm not telling you exactly what to do. Just start getting involved, because like this world is ours, and these old people, thank God, are going to die. But unfortunately, the evil ones, but they really implanted their most evil henchmen
they're having elixirs that are keeping them alive. Like,
only like 6 years longer. They're such losers.
They're bad 6 years.
Yeah, dude. And like, it's just like, you guys are so smart and cool and hot. Just join any form of the resistance, and literally, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not true. And it's so much easier, I think, than people believe it is. I recently, I'll sometimes do like gardening and I'll like
Hell
fix
yeah.
trenches in Brooklyn.
Ooh.
And I was talking to this girl, and she was talking about how there's all these open seats in Brooklyn, just like part of the. It's like each neighborhood has its own like it's like county. I actually don't remember exactly what she said. I guess like the borough, whatever. There's so many open seats, but the older Democrats, they don't promote that there's all these open seats that we can easily participate in.
Better believe it.
Because there's so many liberal people that would easily take them, but they
Right.
try to hide as much as possible. If anyone runs for any of these offices, they immediately get it because no one is interested at all. And it's like, I don't think people realize that like at such a small level, you can activate yourself in such a strong
Hell
way.
yeah.
It's
Hell yeah.
so constant. And
Shout out to Chi Osei.
I
Do you
know
love?
he's
Oh,
good.
New York City councilman.
Do you
My
know-
councilman, not to brag, but so accessible as a politician.
He's revolutionized it. Honestly,
That's right.
Like he's the way he's been able to like use social media to bring his messaging to people in such a natural way.
That's right.
Politicians never understand how to bring anything like organically to people. It's always like large arching messages that don't feel like they connect, and hopefully someone like makes a video of them that goes like they can do that for them, but it's always like very sterile. Like humanity really is the thing like you're talking
That's
about that
right.
really does connect you.
That's right.
It's so beautiful to watch.
I'm
It's
so
beautiful
glad.
to have
I'm
someone like
grateful.
you.
I'm so grateful, and to have this like reflection from you guys. I feel so fortunate, for real.
Did you do a time check? I'm so
Yep,
sorry. I
all
just
good.
want to make sure we get
12:53.
Okay, so we're gonna do our last few segments here.
Cool.
I think it was a
We
nice
can-
message to end on.
And then we got to the other stuff. We got to it all.
Well, yeah,
Yep, we did a good job.
literally.
We fucking did.
We didn't talk about your outfits, but we've done it for hours and hours.
That's so silly.
You were in galaxy pants.
Yeah, I want to say shout out to Stacey Greenbaum again, one last time, just because yesterday I was reflecting on another interview about. It was actually about Good Night and Good Luck, but they were like, "Tell us about Broad City." I was like, "Gladly," but it was so funny. The outfits, like, it started inspired by what we actually wore, and then it became more and more clown-like. And Abby and I were using and working with Stacey Greenbaum, but using wardrobe to start to differentiate ourselves in our own minds as artists from the
From
characters.
them.
Yeah, and we started being like, they're nuts, make them nuts, you know, and this
Right.
very like tweaky shit.
Yeah.
But like you could see that shit in the outfits for sure.
It's so well. Outfits really do play such an important part in just like they visually tell you who someone is before they even open
That's
their
right.
mouth.
That's
And
right.
it really
I
like
mean-
you know so much about
Hello.
exactly. And it's always been like the best way for me to express my gender is with clothing compared to truly anything else in my life.
Totally. I was having a conversation with my friend Imani Roussel, an incredible musician, and we both identify as she, they, and she's like your guys' age, and she was on Good Night and Good Luck. And it was so funny and like so refreshing, a younger person telling me it's okay, that it doesn't have to be like some heady thing about gender. She's like, it's mostly the clothes I wear. I was like, totally.
Literally. I love that because exactly that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the clothing we wear. Define it.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Okay, we have to
Outfits.
get into it. Wait, but I kind of want to talk about Lincoln really quick.
Go for it.
Okay, so like Lincoln is the only positive relationship representation I actually ever have seen.
Yeah,
And
I know.
continue to see. How did you come up with that?
The character of Lincoln Rice was a combination of Hannibal Buress, who was our dear friend for a very long time and was in our web series, and my husband David.
Oh.
My husband's like a magical person and a miraculous man and a miraculous white man who is, I mean, his heart is, he is a literal genius. He's has a PhD in molecular biology,
Jesus.
but his like heart is even smarter than his mind. He is so connective and transcendent of anything that's going on. Like I honestly can't believe it. I'm so about people's like stats as a writer. I'm always like, this character is this and that and this and that.
Yeah.
Like David doesn't see any of it. It's almost like he only sees like heart lights.
You can tell in the writing, but is shocking every time because
Yes.
I've never met that.
I never could have written it without my husband right there
Wow.
showing me what this kind of person is. He's incredible, and that's why Lincoln is so beloved. He's just a, you know, it's like it can be boiled down to good guy, but like a sweet, loving, accepting man.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not something we even hear about now.
That's right.
I'm like,
That's right.
they don't have that
Well,
anymore.
you can't like there's like on TikTok every video starts off like a hateful man comment, like,
Yeah.
and it's just everyone I feels very, and they should rightfully feel scorned by men.
Yeah.
So you can, it feels so inherently wrong to paint a man positively now.
You know what? I'll tell you. And like also about like my political activism and organizing, I'm also just trying to like fucking survive. When I was growing up on Long Island and feeling like a queer Jewy, and Jews were, I was a minority as a Jew where I grew up, and feeling like strange and an outsider, like understanding what's going on and then knowing like the history of how things got here helps me feel grounded, sane, and empowered. All that to say, this system that we live in, and certainly the dials have been turned the fuck up right now, benefits from men seeming like scary, murderous individuals, which like they are, with like mass shooters being mostly men and mostly white men. But like it benefits from that. This is also about representation. There are good men, you know what I mean? There are good men everywhere. Perhaps they don't have the social scripts available to know how to be that good guy. You know, but like it's systematically, that comment, that hateful man comment is programmed by software, by a human being to come up first.
Yeah, if you make a new account on TikTok, it's the first thing you're fed is like, all right, craziness.
That's right.
Just awesome.
It's not reality.
Right.
It's a contrived virtual reality controlled by a very few men.
Even less now.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Girl, get your Glock. It's rapid fire time. We're going to ask you a series of rapid fire questions. Don't think twice. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you a schoolgirl or are you getting schooled, girl?
I'm a schoolgirl.
Would you rather go down on Michael Bublé or Janet Jackson?
Janet Jackson.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, or Rihanna?
Reuse.
Who's more New York City, the rats, the roaches, or the bed bugs?
Rats.
Are you proud of when I saw something and said something?
Yes.
GIF or GIF?
Jif.
Full-time witch or waitress rich?
Are macaroons millennial or French?
Macaroons.
Macarons.
Macarons.
Macarons are French. Witch and waitress rich tie for me.
Oh, sorry.
It's like kind of the same thing in my mind. Same equal value.
They go hand in hand.
Macarons are French to me. They're millennial?
Molly and Lil Wayne or do you feel shame?
Do you feel shame?
Fuck, marry, kill. Madonna, Rihanna, or Ilana?
I'll kill myself just to be like kind.
You're the first person to not kill Madonna.
Yeah, I guess fuck Madonna and marry Rihanna.
Yeah, that'd be epic. If you were to be a throuple with any current couple, who would it be?
I don't know.
I think you said Obama in
Oh,
the show.
I know. No. I can't sexualize them. I would Bad Bunny, me and my husband.
Huge.
After that halftime show.
Would you rather sit where Beyonce sat or Jay-Z sat at the restaurant?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just what
In the Last Supper scene, you're like, Beyonce and Jay-Z sat here. And then you and Abby are like, oh my God, do I want to sit in Jay-Z's seat or Beyonce's
I always
seat?
think of Abby as Beyonce. Perhaps she's my personal Beyonce, so J.
Is all Hollywood media porn?
Yes.
and it's all porn, kitty porn.
Yes.
Did Amelia Earhart wait to be asked to fly around the world?
No!
Is being bisexual truly masculine? Oh,
Yeah.
Sure.
What's better than a pink dick and a sense of humor?
Nothing.
are you aware of the fluctuations in the Beanie Baby market?
No.
And finally, be honest. In Friendiversary, were you the horse?
Girl. Yes.
Thank you so much for being on the pod.
Guys, this has been so nourishing, heartfelt, hope-filled, and reflective, and I thank you for it. Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Thank you for giving me a show that literally taught me everything.
It's genuinely my
It's
honor.
been so amazing.
It's my honor.
No, really. We really appreciate you being here. And everyone, go look out for Ilana's new hour whenever
Yeah, wait,
it's
what
out.
did you want to plug?
Oh,
sorry.
So I'm starting a new video podcast.
Shut
No
up.
way.
Yeah, I'm self-producing it. It's called It's Open with Ilana Glazer. It's a
Oh
comedy
my
and
God.
socio-political podcast to sort out what the fuck is going on in the world right now, as well as to celebrate the little things in life.
Oh my God,
That
it's so
is going
exciting.
to be welcome to the community.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So look out for that. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with the rest of our rewatch. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.